Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to a rainy Kinlaig in the start of October as we carry on with our Let's Play mini-series, and it's truly now going to be a mini-series because I've had a change of plans on what we want to do going forward. But yeah, it's raining, not looking too good. Have you noticed something a little bit different, something a little less creepy outside the window? Yeah, Grandpa has vanished. Now, big shout out to Rambo Hacker Gaming. I want to give him a massive thank you for sending me a message over on Discord saying there is a way of getting rid of the NPCs, and it does it on all maps. I think it's all DLC maps unless the mod map draws from the base game files for the NPC kind of character XML, which is where I've gone in. So I'll put it up now, what he sent me through message, and how you can go about doing it. Just follow the steps that you're seeing right now. Change that line on any character. I did it on all of them, so there's no more characters on any base game map like this. They're all just kind of like hidden. You could say it like that. So if you want to do the same, then do it on all the characters, character lines, should I say, in the XML file. And then, yeah, you won't see Grandpa standing outside your window anymore. So currently, like I said, there's none on the map. The only one negative I've seen to this, there we go, that's contracts. All the pictures have vanished. So even though the contracts are still the same, it's just that obviously, yeah, the way it works in FS25 is the character, like the NPC characters, are the ones that give it out. They're still there. You know, you can still go and do them and everything. It's just you can't see the picture and the logo, which I'm not too fussed about anyway. But if you are, then you might want to avoid it. And also, if you do follow Rambo Hacker's steps, remember, you are changing base game files, so make a backup. If you do make a mistake by accident or you don't like it, then you can go back on it because you can just replace the file that you've edited with the original. So please do that, because if your game breaks, you're going to have to re-verify through Steam or through Giants and then reinstall it basically. So yeah, it's just a pain if not. So just make a backup. Before we carry on with the episode, I want to point out this. I have changed the starting vehicle for this Range Rover. Now, I think this is perfect timing, and it's a really good mod. I found it on, I think they're either called Games Steam or Games Team. I'm going for Games Team. It's on that website. They've done a few mods on there. Yeah, it's a weird website. Sometimes it's kind of like a lot of ads, and you know, it can be a bit crazy if you click the download link and you don't know where to go. So keep that in mind. It is an external site from, I think they're a team of modders, but I've seen a few of their equipment on other third-party sites. I try my best to stay off them now unless I know, you know, that the modders directly uploaded to that site. Then fine, you know, if I'm 100% certain, I don't mind going to a third-party site because that's where maybe the modder prefers to use, and if that, you know, that's up to him. But I do try and not put any links out to third-party sites now, or even go on any personally for my mods, or you know, publish it in my videos, just because they are full of like converted mods that have not gained permission. It's a minefield out there, and if you're certain and you're sure, it's not a bad place, because you know, if you know for a fact that mod's there directly from the modder and the mod author, then you've got no issue. So I just try and stay away from it now. Mainly the mods I use are always from ModHub. Also, I go to GitHub a lot, directly to the modder, and Itch is another good place. And then, you know, you can keep on track of modders anyway from their Facebook pages if they put updates out on what they're working on, so it's easy to track. But there is a few third-party sites used by mod authors, so it's a tricky one. If you want my advice, just be sure about anything you're downloading is original, and you should be good. If you're unsure, just stay away from it. So yeah, I've gone with this. Honestly, I really like it, and it's right-hand drive as well, so it's kind of perfect for this map. And it's really well done, to be honest. Like, the details of it aren't bad at all. So if we jump in, you can see it's got pretty much everything, and it has a lot of interactive controls in here. You can turn the engine on, you can open the door, turn the lights on, indicators, the door over there. You can probably open the boot, and as you've seen, we can open the bonnet. So I don't mind that at all. Yeah, so I'm pretty impressed with it, and I think with it having two fishing rods as an option, like a configuration on the top, it's almost perfect for this series. So yeah, going to keep that and probably use it quite a bit, to be honest. Anyway, let's talk about the changes afoot. There's been a few. I'm making some big decisions. First one, I tried out this TM190 that dropped on ModHub recently, and wow, what a mod this is. Honestly, this is incredible. It's another one that's been made with an insane amount of detail. In cab, it looks really good. It's got some nice options, good sound effects. And what I do like is I'm going to jump out and jump in again. And it seems like the camera, whilst driving, bobbles about like you're actually... You see what I mean? Like I'm bumping up and down like I would on a seat in suspension. And that's just to this vehicle. Like I don't do that in the other tractors. So it's really immersive. Very impressive. And if you want this, it's on Mod Hub currently. You'll see it. So, yeah. The TM190. I think it's, again, another mod that's dropped at the perfect time as the Highlands DLC dropping, because we've got two old school New Hollands here, haven't we? We've got a 2000, what, maybe 7? Is it around that time? 2007, that model? And then we've got this one that was a little bit older than that. And we've also got the the vintage JCB as well. So yeah, check that out. That's on Mod Hub. Just go on there. You'll see it in the recent pages, depending on when you're watching this, of course. If you're watching it a while after I've published it, just search the TM190 on Mod Hub and you'll be able to find it. Right, so the big decisions that I've made. I'm actually going to turn this into a really shorter mini-series now, and I've dropped a lot of the productions off. Mainly the ones that I want for the construction side of things, so like the castle and the windmill. I want to do it, but I want to do it properly in a series. I'm absolutely loving this map at the moment and enjoying playing FS25 the most I have in a long time, to be honest, because I felt like things were just getting a little bit repetitive, and we haven't had much gameplay changes since 22. And I think mods like Realistic Livestock and this one I'm testing out called Red Tape that I've shown off that I want to use in this series I'm trying to kind of start with so we can test it out. You can see it. They're the kind of mods that have kept me interested in the game a lot more. Potentially more than what it would have been. I still would have played it because I love playing FS, but I don't think there was enough new gameplay stuff from 22 to 25 to make it as interesting as what 22 was from 19. And, after like a year of constant gameplay, you're starting to feel it. So I love the fact this map's come out. It just makes me feel refreshed. And I want to do a proper series. I actually think it wouldn't be wise to jump back to Saxonham and then not do anything on Kinlaig. So we're going to try and do both. There will be less Saxonham videos because of it. And there will be, a nice, hopeful mix. At the start, there's going to be more Kinlaig because it's newer and I'm enjoying it. But eventually, it's going to be one or the other until maybe another big British map comes out or something like that. That's my plan. So we're going to do a proper series. Now, I don't want to just end this series without finishing off what we started. Mainly what we started is the onions. So the onions are processing through. And if I go to my productions, you'll see that I've actually sold the mason, the stonemason, and I've sold the quarry because I don't want to get anything else for that. We're not going to go and build the castle or the windmill in this series. We're going to do it in our proper series, and it's going to take time and be slow and something we're not just going to spawn in everything. So I've decided that that's not the way to go currently in this series. It's just, what's the point in me rushing through and just spawning everything in to show you? It means more when you play the game and graft to get to that point. So that's what I want to do in that series, because it'll be longer and it'll be more realistic to do in that time frame. So with all that being said, our aim now, we're not going to do any more crops or anything like that. We've seen some of the equipment. We've seen most of the equipment. I want to finish off with the idea I had at the start, which is I want to build this little area that I've made a clearing for to progress to get some these holiday homes and everything else, and just see what we could build it, make a bit custom, and hopefully decorate it and get that income that's just passive and comes each month. So I'm going to finish off the holiday home section. Now the vegetables, we have put everything into production. We've taken all the onions remaining into the vegetable processing plant. We're doing 3 options here. And basically, the best time to sell is December. So we're going to sell it all in December, let it all process through. We have got 100,000 litres, though, of onions left, and it is going slow at the moment. So I'm hoping we can get the majority of that down. If we think we're at the start of October, we've got 2 months, basically, which is 6 in-game days to get that down and sell everything. So that's going to be the aim there. Now, I do want to try out the fishing as well, because it's probably not going to be something I'm going to do in my main series. So I've placed in some soybeans, just literally placed them into my truck and tipped them into this trigger. So that's fine. I'm going to buy some olive oil because I was looking at the way the cycles work, and it seems like canola and sunflower oil do 72 cycles a month, it's 12 sunflower oil, which is more, so you're going to have to put more sunflower oil and more canola oil into the production, and you actually get less cycles because of it. But if we go to like olive oil, you can see with only 8 olive oil, we can do 120 cycles a month instead of the 72. So it makes sense. Now, rice oil is pretty much the same, but if you look at the cost per month, look how it jumps up from 168 with olive oil to 792 with rice oil. So really, the best one is olive oil because it's the most efficient, but also the one that costs less to actually produce. So if you're doing olives, you do get rewarded there. So I'm going to go buy some olive oil in this episode as well, put it into here, and then all we're missing really is the flour, which we're going to have to go and take some of the grain that we've got, which we're going to just buy, because even though I've got grain, I can't mill it without the windmill and stuff like that. So we're going to get some flour as well and spawn that in, and then we can get this activated and move on to the next stage, which is this young fish breeding, which I've purchased is a production that's already on the map. So first, let's get the fish food factory going and bring all our wood back and everything. So in the end of this episode, we can start placing down these things to go and, you know, get the construction work going at least, but we need to place them down where we'd like them. And yeah, I think we're going to be good. So that's the plan. So first thing I want to need to do is jump to this, and I'll show you the clearing has been done. It's all been sorted out. I'm happy with the size we've got spare, and the remaining amount of logs are in this trailer. So we're going to go and take this. This will be the second load now that I've taken since the last episode. So yeah, let's go drop this off at the sawmill. In fact, what I might do is I might get this guy to follow me, because I need to go and pick up all the wood stuff and the wood chips, because I need to sell the wood chips. They're just in the way at the moment. I mean, we could find a use in. If I was doing a proper series, I'd find a better use for them, or I'd sell them. But I think I'd find a use for it at the very least. So, follow me mod is so helpful. It would be good to have auto drive network, but I haven't got the time to create a massive auto drive network, and I'm going to wait for the auto drive guy to put out his excellent version of that. When it's rainy as well, I do like how the roads generate so many puddles, much more than you'd see on a mod map. So it does make a difference, and it looks good. And we're in Scotland, so for it to be raining makes a lot of sense, as it does anywhere in the UK. Come on, I know I've picked the wrong tractor for this, I'll be honest, but we'll get there. As soon as we get up the hill, we'll get there. Right, after a mini game of Tetris, I finally got this all sorted out. We are fully loaded, stacked, and ready to go. I mean, I have got a lot of stuff on here, and I do want to just make a bit of an efficient trip around. But all I'm going to have space for, because everything else I want to bring back, I'm trying to think, will I have enough room for some flour and some oil? I think I will. If I just sell the wood chips. So let's figure out first where to go and take it to sell the wood chips. There'll be a good spot. Logistics Centre Railroad. So let's tag that place. Logistics Centre Railroad, which is just here. So if we're on the opposite end pretty much of the map, we'll go straight down the centre and follow it that way. So it's pretty easy. We just got to get to the main road that goes by the river and then come straight down. We'll go to that place. We will sell our... In fact, that's ideal because the store, like the warehouse to buy things, is just there. So yeah, let's go to this place. So we'll sell the wood chips. We'll sell the wood chips. We'll buy some olive oil and flour. We will take that then over to this section, which is the fish food factory. We can head back up here, drop all our stuff off, or we could take it over to the spot, start planting our bits and bobs in, and I think that'll be good. And we can focus maybe on getting the two remaining bottles as well. Now that I've got this many, I'm intrigued to see what it actually does. But we'll find out before the end of the episode, hopefully, anyway. hell, this rain is relentless at the moment. And I'm having a bit of a nightmare selling the wood chips. For some reason, in that trigger, it wouldn't accept it. I don't know if it needs to be loose product, but I decided to come to this trigger, which is the closest one next, and that is the animal dealer. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on, I'll be honest. I mean, it seems like it should just be selling. But the wood chips, yeah, it's not selling. Let's just see what we can do here, because this is crazy. Do I have to, like, tip it? Doesn't look like it. That's manure and slurry. It says it accepts wood chips, but I'm not finding anything. Any of the triggers accepting any wood chips, and it's not because, if you think about it, like, let's say, I'm just going to do this because it's annoying me anyway. I'm just going to take all these off, because all I wanted to do was get these sold so I can actually go off and do the things I want to do in this episode. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else has tried to sell wood chips in any of the triggers that it's saying it should be accepted, and is finding the same issues as I am. But it is slightly irritating, I'm not going to lie. Because I'm trying to be efficient, but obviously I'm faffing. But no, it didn't. It wouldn't take it in the other one as well. So I don't know if it's just supposed to be tipped, but when you get wood chips like that in a, you know, in a pallet, you should just be able to surely take it here and sell it. That's what I mean. I'm just going off what it says, where you can take, you know, wood chips and sell. These are selling prices. So, yeah, if I'm selling, this is what I should get. And I've been to the Logistics Centre Railroad. I've now been to the animal dealer that I've tagged as well, which is this one. It's that one. That's why it's just disappeared, because we're already in it. And there's not any other sell points, is there, around? So I am very confused by that, and it's going to either be something really obvious that I should know, or there's an issue. So what we're going to do, we're just going to leave them there like that, and we're gonna litter. We're gonna litter, and like, that's your problem, mate. And I'm gonna go back to where I was, because I need to go to the warehouse. What a bloody strange thing that is. I'm still stuck to think what that could be. Right, so we're at the warehouse. Yeah, the place that gives us the option to buy stuff. So let's buy... Well, I'm trying to think how much we need here, but what we definitely want to buy is some olive oil. We also want to buy some furniture, because I do think I'm going to need that. And I want to build 6, so I'm going to get 6 furniture, which is a lot, I know, but we might need it, so it's better to have it now while we're here. We're also going to buy some flour. Let's go with 6 of them as well. And then we also want to buy some olive oil, which is that. We'll buy 6 of that as well. It's very expensive. Very expensive. Oh, bloody hell. I've just moved him, haven't I? Because I took him off that. I had super strength on. No! That was all nice and neat and everything. And, oops. Right. Let's just see if we can line them back up, because this is going to take a while to lift anyway. These, and we've got to get them on. Makes me think universal autoload would have been perfect for this right now, but we're not doing it. We're doing it right. We're doing the proper way on a time lapse. Right, I'm cutting back in, because did you see the farm sim physics? That was pretty tragic. What happened then? I'm not having much luck. I think I might have to go to super strength, unfortunately. At least to tidy him up. And I know I was, like, you know, a little bit, like, heavy front-ended, but if I tucked it in, it should work easily. I mean, a forklift is a pretty powerful thing, but maybe I am overloading it with this. But that was a crazy situation that I just saw where it was flying about. I'm not having much luck in this episode with, like, how things are performing, so We'll try our best here. Look, same again. What is going on? Right, I give up. Right, we're just sticking it on. We're only got to take it down the road. I give up with it. It can just, yeah, struggle its way through. Right. You see I got a little bit fed up with that. But no, look at this. I just threw them on, so... Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter about the packaging. We're using it straight away. But there we go. Look, straight into the system. That's what we needed. And the same with the flower on the back end. And yes, I know the bloody furniture's not looking good, but be all right. We finally got what we needed to do done, and I'm happy about that at least. So let's just go in here. Now that we've got everything over here, we've got olive oil, flour, and soybeans, we can start producing some of this good stuff. Fish food, and then we can take it to the next place after. So we don't need loads. We just need a bit. What I will get it to do, in fact, is distribute, so we don't have to worry about traveling with it. So let's in fact, no, let's have a look at one as it spawns out in the next episode, and we can move it on to the next stage. What I am going to do now, though, is we're going to drive back, because I've got some serious stuff that I want to make. I want to get our holiday homes in, and from that, hopefully, we can start, yeah, we can have a look at it and design out something that looks pretty cool, hopefully. Whoa, 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 whoa. I thought that was going to tip over then. I mean, we have got a lot on this. You know, it's quite high up as well, but I'm going to need all this good stuff. Now, that is a shot and off. That is a very nice part of the map that I've not seen. For some reason, I never noticed that. That would have made a great bit of footage in the introduction that I did, the first look. Anyway, enough faffing. Let's get back and get the ball rolling with this. I feel like we stalled a little bit here. Finally, we're here. We've got a lot of stuff. Hopefully it's going to be enough. I doubt it is, though. That's just a hopeful, yeah, that's just hopeful thinking, but I very much doubt it. But I think first what we do is we put in the pond that I wanted to put in. I also want to show you something as well. A mod that dropped onto Mod Hub. It's called, I think it's, I'll put a picture of it now so I don't get it wrong, but it's an awesome mod, and it's like, you know, it extends on the construction menu. But what I really like is this feature. This, which actually, there's the name of the mod, construction screen extension. And what it does, pretty straightforward, is it makes a field. So let's say I wanted it to turn, I mean, this is going to look pretty bad, but we're going to do it. Now, keep in mind, I am going to end this series and we're going to start a proper one. But let's say I wanted to turn this into a field to like start making some cropping. We could. And all you have to do is paint it, like, it out like this. So pinpointing all your waypoints, and from there you can do that. Press finish, which is right on the mouse button. You can ask, say, do you want it, what do you want? You can have canola, corn. You have to pay, you know, a bit of money for it with the cropping, but if you just go for cultivated or ploughed, you know, you pay a little bit for the cultivated, but you can put different types of cropping. So let's say I want sunflowers there. There's now sunflowers growing in that field, which I thought was super cool and a nice addition. Another really good thing is, say I like this shed here, go off it, and I want another shed. I now have to just click the right mouse button to make a quick copy like this, and I can place it down. So again, it's a really good mod. Check it out. It's dropped on Mod Hub. It is super cool and really convenient. Distracted again, back to it. So what we want to do first is put in, we go back over to where the fields were. We can see that we've got, at the end, we've got this aquaculture fish lake. I know this is a production, but I still like the look of it. And I do think, because of the layout of the land, we're going to have to probably put it and then do some terraforming. But let's put it in first, which we've done. We will get rid of the fences after. Now what we need to do is go back up to the sheds and start placing down our constructible holiday little huts and homes. So I'm thinking of putting 1, 2, and over there a third. And then another 1, 2, and I really ideally want that there. Or what I need to do is move this one up. Let's go back and go into demolition. Well, yes, we want to do that. And we'll have to do some terraforming and all that good stuff after. Let's put that one there. And we need to return, let's return this as well, so it's out of the way. Least items. We can get rid of that. We can also get rid of that. And I think I'll keep all of the rest of them just in case I make a mistake and return something that I don't want to return. And then here, on this last one, we can just pop it right at the end there. And now we can do some terraforming, hopefully. Keeping in mind that we need this section up here to stay quite level. It was always going to be tricky because of that. So let's just try and smooth all this out best we can. As long as it's just the front area where we're dropping this off, we should be good. And then up here we can also smooth it out. I mean, I'm hoping that's not sticking through. I think it might be, so let's raise this part up over here. Just so it looks a little bit different. And then we can try and just quickly smooth it out without too much going on. Like that. See, that's what I don't want it to do. It's not too bad, is it? Oh, I think I'm right. Yeah, I'm still a little bit there. I mean, I'm only tapping my mouse button here. I think that should hopefully do. I mean, it's never going to be perfect, is it? Because of the fact it is a pond after all. But there we go. I think now what you'd see is like a gravel track of something. Like maybe like an old gravel. And there's that one. But I'm thinking I'm looking for like a more coarse like stones. Maybe like these track stones. Up the centre. Like this. And then we can use it as a bit of a path to go up over to this section. Like this. Now, I will tie this up properly. We'll finish it off. But I think that for now gives us an idea of what we're doing. Because what you want is like a driveway for people to park and a couple of trees that we can put down after and some extra decorations and so on. But let's first have a look to see what all of them require. So 1,500 log beams, 1,000 planks in each one. So I think we start doing it. And I think we don't need to worry about it being pre. Let's just use super strength because we've pretty much done that already in this episode. And it's not too bad. So what have we got in here? It's 2,000 wood beams. So we're definitely going to need some more wood beams. That is crazy. It's going to be so tricky to make these. Luckily, though, they are small, so I'm hoping they'll be a bit forgiving when we put the stuff in. Let's start putting some planks in each one. At least we've got plenty of planks. Or is it long planks that it needs? So we need long planks. Well, we have got some of them as well, so thankfully. Put that in there. This is going to take a long time, isn't it? So it only needs 1,000 for that first stage. 3,000 we can store, though, it's saying. So if we put, like, that much in, that's not bad. But let's try and get the ball rolling first. Because required for the next step's the bit we need to focus on. So we're missing wooden beams, but we have got planks. This one's got pretty much everything. But we do need to go and get some more planks and wooden beams. Don't think we've actually got loads, to be honest, anyway. I'm not even sure. That's missing some. That's missing some. That's the only one there. This one's got some planks, but that's about it. But why don't we just keep bringing everything over? I think what I'll do is I'll spawn them in. I mean, it's going to take us ages to get what we need, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to spawn them in. I'm going to have to, because if not, I can't start my series off that I want to try, which is, yeah, what we need to do. Let's do this and not faff about. Why not? Wooden beams. Let's go 1, 2, 3. It says you can store 2,000 there, so let's do it over here. What's this got? So we need another 500, so we can put that there. God, this is easier. Isn't it? I'm definitely going to get all these to the next stage for the next episode. That's my plan. We'll use everything that we've got, but yeah, it should be good. Let's do another wooden beam. Another wooden beam over here. So now I've got 2,000 in there for wooden beams, and this one's got. I wonder why this one. Yeah, we can do one more in there, can't we? Oh no, that was the long planks, so we've got some extra beams. Right, so now the planks. Long planks, in fact. What I want to do as well is I want to build like a custom layout to the farm. We've gone past long planks. Planks long, that's why. Yeah, I want to build a custom farm. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. We can have one more of them. That's it. Happy days. What does this need? It needs pretty much 2 of them. There we go. This is much easier. At least we can get it done and move on. I don't know why I put 6 down. 3,000 in that, and then this one needs 3,000 as well. There we go. So that's everything now. That's yeah, everything, and we've, you know, plus the excess as well. So we'll see what the next step brings us. But bloody hell, I think I'm going to finish on doing a bit of fishing in my pond. I don't even know if I can pick anything up in here. Well, for starters, I need to hit the water. There we go. I'm hoping I can pick something up here. I mean, I might need to put fish food in. Give it one go, and see if anything happens. It doesn't look like I'm getting anything currently. I mean, it's a bit loud as well. It's not the best place to fish, is it, with all that construction sound going on? So I think basically what this is a small version of the thing I want to buy out to sea very soon when we get the fish food and the young fish, basically. I want young trout, and also we get an extra option, don't we? Because I think if we go to here, you can see you got young salmon, young trout. Trout are obviously lake fish. We put young trout in with fish food, we get trout out, because we're obviously just feeding them and they're getting bigger, like you do with animals anyway. So that's the aim in this one. That's got to be the aim for that. But I will try and fish in it if we get some fish in it. So yeah, let's see what happens. But I think on that note, I'm going to leave it there. You can see that we're trying to speed things up in progress because I want to do a proper series where I'm using realistic livestock mod, being being a lot more realistic, not spawning in things, not using super strength, all that good stuff that I like to do. But I really want to just finish on doing this section that I said I was going to do at the start. We'll worry about the castle and the windmill in that series because we can take our time. There's no rush with it. Next episode, though, I'll have skipped through. We can't do anything till December on the onion side, but I really want to look at the fishing side, finish off the onion side, and finish this off. They're the 3 things we need to do before we can start that new series. So I think let's fly through it and get that new series up and going because, yeah, it needs to happen. Before I do end the episode, there's one thing that I said I was going to do, which is get the collectibles from down this section. There's only 2 left. I know one's out here, and there's one just on this section over here. So let's get this done. Have you noticed all the graffiti as well? There's loads of it. There's loads of it. Someone pointed out something to me the other day, and I thought it was pretty cool. And yeah, it's a coincidence, I guess. But there we go. Look at that. Craft life. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's get this message in a bottle that's just around here, which is where we take our I think this is the sell point for the fish. I actually think this is where all the hard work from doing the fishing goes, because you sell it there. So hopefully we'll do a bit of that at the end. Right at the end, in fact. But let's get this one. Second to last one. Only one left. And we know exactly where it is. It's just on the beach down this way. So let's do a big running jump. And we can finish off over here. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I haven't got a clue, but we'll find out. Right, it looks like something just appeared out its seat over there. Almost looks like an old pirate ship or something with a bit of a cloud by it. Now, I didn't get any money. None. But I want to know what that is. So I'm going to have to go out to it, aren't I? If it stops me, that's just cruel. Which it is doing. But I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to do here. I feel like I need to get closer to figure out what that actually is. Can I fly up above the boundary? There you go. So we can get really close to this and have a look. But it is a pirate ship. And when you get close to it, it disappears. No, it doesn't. There, it's a pirate ship, basically. And from the distance, it has a cloud around it. And I know it's not liking it right now because I'm actually over the edge of the map, which doesn't want you to do. But that is what we're getting. That, the pirate ship with the cloud around it. I guess it looks pretty cool from a distance, but I think it would have been nice to get a bit of money for searching that. I know you do with the other collectibles, but yeah, we don't get it with this one. So, but yeah, so a bit surprised about that. But, you know, it was something I tried out that I wouldn't do in my Let's Play series. So at least we got that out of the way. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. I'm sure there'll be plenty more faffing. See you, everybody.